5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. In any democratic society, politicians hold a significant position of power and influence. Their words, actions, and decisions shape public opinion, influence national policies, and directly affect the lives of millions of citizens. Therefore, it becomes not only a moral expectation, but also a democratic necessity that politicians should be responsible for their words. When they make false claims or allegations, especially those that can mislead the public or damage the reputation of individuals or institutions, there should be mechanisms to hold them accountable. One of the most effective ways to address this issue is through the judiciary system, which serves as an impartial and independent authority to assess the truth and deliver justice. In recent times, the rise of political rhetoric has become more aggressive, sensational, and sometimes dangerously misleading. Politicians, seeking to gain popularity or discredit their opponents, often resort to making exaggerated statements, unverified accusations, and outright falsehoods. These actions, while sometimes dismissed as part of political strategy, can have serious consequences. When such statements are made in public, they are often amplified by the media, shared widely on digital platforms, and accepted as truth by large segments of the population. The damage caused by such falsehoods is not easily repaired. Reputations can be ruined, social harmony can be disrupted, and public trust in institutions can be weakened. The responsibility of politicians to speak truthfully is central to the functioning of a healthy democracy. Citizens rely on elected leaders to provide honest and accurate information so they can make informed decisions. When politicians manipulate facts or deliberately spread misinformation, they betray that trust. In doing so, they not only deceive the public but also undermine the very principles of democracy that depend on transparency and accountability. Words spoken by those in positions of power are not just personal expressions, they carry institutional weight and societal impact. A democracy that allows politicians to make unaccountable statements is one that risks descending into chaos and division. When politicians are free to make baseless claims without fear of consequences, the line between truth and falsehood becomes blurred. The public begins to question the credibility of all statements, even those made with honest intent. This erosion of trust creates an environment where manipulation and propaganda can thrive. It is, therefore, imperative that the legal system be empowered to intervene when necessary and ensure that those who misuse their platform are held accountable. The judiciary, being an independent branch of the state, is uniquely positioned to deal with such matters. Unlike political institutions, which may be influenced by party interests or electoral calculations, the judiciary is expected to uphold the law without fear or favor. When politicians make false claims or allegations, whether against individuals, communities, or institutions, the judiciary should have the authority to investigate, assess evidence, and deliver judgments based on facts and legal principles. This serves not only as a corrective measure, but also as a deterrent to prevent future misconduct. It is important to distinguish between free speech and false speech. While every citizen, including politicians, has the right to express opinions and engage in political debate, this right does not extend to spreading lies or making defamatory statements. Freedom of speech is a cornerstone of democracy, but it comes with responsibilities. Politicians, given their influence, must be held to an even higher standard. When they cross the line into deliberate falsehoods or baseless allegations, they should be subject to legal scrutiny. There have been numerous instances across different democracies where politicians have made statements that were later proven to be false or misleading. These statements often influence public perception during critical times such as elections, social movements, or national crises. In some cases, the damage caused by these statements is irreversible. Entire communities may face backlash, individuals may suffer mental and emotional distress, and public trust in democratic processes may deteriorate. When such outcomes occur, a mere apology or retraction is not enough. Legal consequences become necessary to reinforce the seriousness of the offense. Moreover, unchecked political speech can lead to polarization and social unrest. False claims about religious groups, ethnic communities, or political opponents can incite violence and hatred. History provides many examples where inflammatory political rhetoric has led to civil disturbances, violence, and even genocide. This highlights the immense responsibility that comes with political speech and the urgent need for legal frameworks to manage its misuse. When politicians make reckless statements that endanger lives or threaten social order, the judiciary must step in to protect the greater good. To ensure fairness, legal procedures must be transparent, evidence-based, and timely. Politicians accused of making false statements should be given a fair opportunity to present their case. At the same time, victims of such falsehoods should have access to justice without fear of retaliation or political pressure. This balanced approach upholds the rule of law and reinforces the idea that no one is above the law, not even those in the highest offices of power. Some critics argue that involving the judiciary in political speech could lead to censorship or suppression of dissent. While this is a valid concern, it is important to understand that the purpose is not to silence opposition or punish political opinions. The focus is on holding individuals accountable for intentional lies and baseless accusations that harm others or undermine public trust. In conclusion, the role of politicians in a democratic society comes with immense responsibility. Their words can inspire hope, build unity, and drive progress. But they can also mislead, divide, and destroy. When politicians make false claims or unfounded allegations, it is not just a personal failing but a threat to democratic integrity. Therefore, it is essential that they be held accountable for their words. The judiciary system, with its impartiality and legal authority, should play a central role in ensuring that political speech is truthful, respectful, and in service of the public good. Only through such accountability can democracy remain strong, just, and worthy of the trust placed in it by the people. Stop.